So what happened in Phuket and Krabi?
What happened in Phuket? It's like what happened in Phuket stayed in Phuket, something like that. It's like a Vegas. It was crazy.
What is the difference between dating Japanese women and Thai women?
I think it's easier to tell what Thai women want. Okay, so I'm gonna be real, right? I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is controversial, but
What is up, guys, and welcome back to the One Night in Bangkok podcast. If you guys are new here, my name is Eric. I'm all the way from Boston, USA, and I've been living here in Thailand for 5 years now. If you guys are coming to Thailand soon, if you're traveling here, if you're living here, hit the subscribe button. I've got so many cool guests I want to show you guys, and I don't want you to miss anything. And if you're traveling here soon, or if you are living here, we have a private Facebook group down below if you need any tips on where to go out, how to do things like get an apartment, open a bank account, any advice about living and traveling in Thailand. Also, if you want to check out the audio only versions, we're on Apple and Spotify podcasts. I've got those linked down below. We've started a new clips channel. We have a new YouTube channel, One Night in Bangkok Clips. I'll put that down below. So if you don't have time for the whole 1 hour episodes, we have like little 5 or 10 minute clips on there. So you can check those out. We post them almost every day throughout the week. And lastly, if you're having a good time with us, if you want to support the channel, buy us a coffee. It's a lot of work to put all these shows together, and we appreciate your support. Tonight, I have a very special guest, Takashi from Japan.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to One Night in Bangkok.
Thank you.
So for those who maybe haven't seen you before, you have a giant YouTube channel. You're very popular on Instagram. What do you do? Tell us about who you are.
So I'm a YouTuber. I make videos in Japan, about Japan, in English. So my main followers are from the States, from Europe, and basically everything's in English. So not many Japanese people know about me, but lots of foreign people, lots of non-Japanese people who are interested in Japan, who are interested in anime, blah, 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 know me a lot.
Yeah,
yes.
Your channel is mostly for foreigners.
Yes.
But you do almost all of your content in Japan. And you do a lot of street interviews, right?
Yes. So I wanted to take advantage of myself, like the fact that I'm Japanese, the fact that I speak English, the fact that I live in Tokyo, and I wanted to use these advantage, And that's why I started YouTube in English.
I know exactly what you mean because I thought the same thing about starting this. Like, what are my advantages here in Thailand? So it's when you live in a place, an interesting place, like Bangkok, like Tokyo, I know the feeling you want to show other people what it's really like. Because coming from the outside, many times people think they know what it's like in Thailand or in Japan. But having lived here, for you having grown up in Japan, you know the real Japan.
And then Japanese people because you came like 5 minutes earlier.
Oh, yeah. I said to him, I told him we're going to meet at a certain time. And he didn't message me yet, but I just went downstairs a few minutes early.
And then I was there already.
Because I assumed he's Japanese, he's going to be early. Unlike Thai people who are almost 100% of the time late. So, yeah, that's funny. I think Japan is a very interesting place because it has such a strong culture, but from the West, people, they have interest in Japan. They've seen it in movies or in popular culture, but they don't really know what it's like. It's very closed. One of the cool things about your channel is you kind of go into a lot of topics and a lot of things that, I think it's super interesting. Like, I was just watching your video today about, you were interviewing very old people. I think they were maybe older than 100 years old in Okinawa.
Yeah.
And Okinawa is, I think that population.
It's like Hawaii in the States.
Right.
Yeah.
It's in southern Japan. Or
next to Taiwan.
Near Taiwan. And the people there, the average age of life is much higher than other places in the world.
Yes. It's called the Blue Zone.
Blue Zone.
There's few places in the world, like Japan, Okinawa, some places in California, some places in Italy, Greece, and then one of them are in Okinawa. So I interviewed 100+ year-old locals there, and what's the secret, blah blah blah. Yeah,
I assumed before I watched the video it must have something to do with the food, and I think it does have a lot to do with the food. Yeah. But you also mentioned something else in the video.
It's about it's about mentality, mindset, I think.
Yeah, and there's a word, and I wrote it down.
Ikigai.
Ikigai. Yeah.
Yes.
What is ikigai?
So many opinions. People have their own opinions, but for me, ikigai would be the purpose of your life.
Purpose of your life.
Yeah, like what's the reason that you want to get up tomorrow morning? What's the reason? Like if you don't know what you're gonna do next day, like you remember like when you're a child, like let's say when you're 10, when you're 11, next day you can hang out with your friends. You couldn't even sleep, because you're so excited, and then when you wake up in the morning, you're so happy because like it's time to hang out with your friends. That's ikigai, like, but like when you get older, people lose things like that, right? So what's the meaning of your life? What's the reason you want to get out of bed next day? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can be work, it can be raising children, it can be anything. And many people misunderstand that it needs to be something that you can make money, something like that. But it's not that. It's more about it can be anything. It can be like, watching sports game every single day. Like, can be anything. Can be anything. Yeah. That's what people in Okinawa said to me. And I think it's true, yeah.
I love these you've got these words or phrases in Japanese. They're these like beautiful concepts. That one is interesting to me because I think Japan is also known as having a very intense work culture. Isn't that right? Especially in the big cities. Many people are very stressed out. A lot of people end their life, right? Because of work stress. What about that? Have you seen an increase in that over the last 10 or 20 years? Or has that always been that way in Japan?
I think it's all about collectivism, right? Like collectivism. Like, collectivism. Like not just Japan, but in general Asia, like people care about people. Let's say, just example, you cannot leave your workplace until your boss leave. Something like that, right? And it never changed, I think, from like, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. I think maybe like it's getting better though, I think. It's getting better because, there are many new laws that the government made, and it's a little bit more strict, for the companies, right? So I think it's getting more chill, but at the end of the day, still like, I was with my friends, salaryman friends, like 9-to-5 job friends. They are visiting me in Bangkok like a few weeks ago. How many days they could spend here? Just 3 days, just 72 hours. And the next day, catch a flight, midnight here, going back to Tokyo, 8 a.m. arriving, go to the work straight away, That's the maximum days that they could take, off, right? It's crazy. Like 3 days, like it's not worth it, like. So what I'm saying is that I think it has changed in a good way, but it hasn't changed like at the end of the day. I think it's just like people saying like Japanese working culture, it's not good. I think it's not good because it's not good, That's the reason I'm not sorry, man. That's the reason I needed to start YouTube, because I didn't want to be in the society,
Did you start the YouTube just for fun, or did you start it because
to make money?
Really? See, so few people actually admit that or say that. So that's cool that you actually say that though. Because I don't know if I've ever met someone. Maybe one person. I think the only person I've ever met that said, "Nope, I'm doing YouTube. It's going to be a business. I'm going to make money." The only person I met that said that was this guy Chad from CB Media. I don't know if you know who that is, but he used to do a lot of things about Thailand. And now he does a lot of content about cars and automotive sports. But he was very business minded. But I find that most people aren't when they do this. So when you decided you wanted to do YouTube, how did you know you were going to succeed?
Research, like calculation, like okay, so let's define the success, like of YouTube, right? For me, at the time when I started YouTube, when I was in uni, when I was like, I don't know, 21, 22, my success was that to survive in Tokyo, right? Let's say if you're not student anymore, if you don't work for the company, it means you gotta make your own money, right?
And Tokyo is an expensive city.
Kinda. Let's say so 2,000 USD at least. If you wanna live in Tokyo like normally.
Total budget.
Yeah, total budget. A monthly, monthly total budget. Let's say 2,000 USD would be the minimum. I would say like normal life, right? And 2,000 USD, which means like you need to get money from YouTube 2,000 USD, right? Because I didn't have any other income at the time, right? So, and I calculated like, let's say if I get like 50K followers, then I think I can get 2,000 USD up monthly if I get views, like certain amounts. And I calculated, and I only had 6 months when I started YouTube. Like in 6 months, I was gonna graduate, right? So I only had 6 months to make 2,000 USD every month, right? And then I just grinding, like posting videos, like filming, editing. I didn't even know how to edit, so I just bought MacBook. I didn't even have MacBook. I didn't even know how to type, and I just bought MacBook. Started filming, and so I was in debt at first because I needed to spend some money. People say that you can start YouTube with no money, but it's true. But if you really want to make good videos, it's impossible, right? You actually gotta buy Sony.
Yeah,
Alpha 7C like
you
have,
guys can't see what's in this room, but
yeah, it costs a lot. If you really want to make good videos, and then
I think now. Well, how long ago was this?
Like 3 years.
Oh, only 3 years ago. Wow. Because if you guys don't know, you have 2 million subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's bigger than the population of my city.
And I think that has. I think that is a testament to both your skills as a creator, but also people's interest in Japanese culture. I think you did a very good job of packaging that.
To be honest,
presenting it to people.
I think I'm just lucky, Like I was just lucky. I don't think I'm talented, to be honest. I'm just lucky, like it was Corona time, so people couldn't come to Japan at the time, and then but there's so many people who wish they could
want to go. Yeah.
And there are not many English videos about Japan on YouTube at the time, like years ago. So, and then I was in the situation that I could use my advantage, live in Tokyo, being Japanese, speaking English. Like speaking English, I was just, like study, by myself. So
yeah. I didn't think this would turn into like a YouTube coaching session, but what you're saying, I totally agree with, because even before this, this channel has been going very well. It's only been up for 6 or 7 months now. But before this, I had another channel and I made a lot of mistakes. And so I relate to what you're saying. I think the fact that you had a plan, that you said, I know I'm going to be able to do it. I just need these tools. You did the calculation. You gave yourself 6 months. You gave yourself a deadline and a goal. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, though, I think everybody has an iPhone. I think it's so easy to start YouTube with an iPhone. Maybe the editing is a little harder. Right. What do you film your videos on?
Now?
Yeah.
Sony Alpha 7C.
Oh, like a full size camera.
Yep.
Did you
cannot, I don't think you should compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's so many of my friends like filming with iPhone. Yeah. And I'm just me bringing like big tripod, big Sony Alpha 7C, big, like lens, and like it's tiring. I don't want to do that, but like I cannot compromise, like quality.
I know I'll look at some people sometimes, like other YouTubers I'm with, and I watch how they do it. And I think, I know their whole thing is successful, but I could never do that. Like I have my way of doing things. You have your way of doing things. So I think I am more like you.
Yeah. I like now recently I hired editor. Like so many of my friends, like YouTuber friends, they say like, oh, you should hire editor. Like it's an investment. I was like, I've tried many times, I've tried to hire editor many times, but it didn't work well because I was too perfectionist. And I needed to do everything by myself. But like now, like, like I'm a little bit more chill. Like I can think like other way. Like my editor's doing like most of my work, and I only do like last 10%, 50%. So yeah. And hiring editor is one of the best decisions I've had this year.
Okay.
Like I should have done that earlier.
For those people that are maybe traveling to Thailand or to Asia later this year, and they say, okay, I want to start a YouTube channel. Can you give them maybe 3 pieces of advice for starting a new channel?
What I always say to the people who want to start making videos, so 3 things, right? Start uploading videos, not making videos, uploading videos. Second, don't stop, keep doing that. Third, improvement. Every time you upload videos, you do something better than last videos. Then it gets better, better, better. And if you actually keep uploading, not just keep uploading, but also thinking what's good, what's not good, and improving every single time, there's no way that you're not gonna be successful, right? And what I always say in the first one, start uploading videos, not making videos. It's that I've seen so many people who said, I'm gonna start YouTube, and they actually start filming. They actually start filming with your phone and stuff, but they don't just upload, because they just so care about what other people think to upload, like yeah. So I would say actually start uploading, not uploading videos, and then if you once you upload, just keep doing that. And third, there's a Japanese word called kaizen. Kaizen means improvement, but it's more like it's a little bit different meaning. It has more like every single time you see something, there's a room for improvement, and then you actually need to improve every single time, until it gets views or until you know your style. Yeah. That's the advice I would say.
So you said you had 6 months you gave yourself to make this goal. How long did it take once you started?
3 months.
3 months.
3 months later, my first income from YouTube AdSense was like 5,000 USD, 6,000.
Wow.
It was a lot.
That's
yeah.
a lot.
One of the video going viral, and then now it gets 5 million, 6 million.
What was the video about?
It's about what Japanese people don't like about Japan, or it's kind of cheesy, but if it's, as long as it's, the more negative the videos is, it gets easier to get views, right?
Did you ever have problems with other Japanese people?
What do you mean?
They don't like what you're doing.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I got lots of hates from right wing, because sometimes I show negative aspects of Japan. Can be discrimination, can be working culture, can be like anything, right? And I get hates from Japanese people in Japanese, they just DM me oh, what are you doing? Like, you're Japanese. I think you're Chinese, blah blah blah.
Because they don't expect a Japanese person would say anything negative about their own country.
And also, they don't want foreign people to see negative aspect of Japan, But I try to be mutual as much as I can. I show goods of Japan, I show bads of Japan. Yeah.
I noticed you talk to foreigners and you talk to Japanese people. You talk to old people, you talk to young people. So I think it's pretty diverse. I don't think that
trying to have diversity in the videos, but sometimes but I don't really care too much.
How do you come up with the ideas for the videos?
Research on YouTube. I think more than 90% of my videos are someone's idea.
Someone else's idea?
I just took but arranged my own way.
Yeah.
I just don't copy and paste. I just copy but change my own way and upload.
When was the first time you came to Thailand?
I don't even remember. 3 years, 4 years ago.
Okay.
When Thailand just opened after Corona.
Was this before you started the channel or after?
After, because I met Travis.
Oh, you met Travis then?
When I came here for the first time.
Yes. So if you guys don't know, so you're talking about Travis Leon. He was on here a bunch of episodes ago. I don't remember which number. You can look back. But you were hanging out with Travis yesterday.
Every time I come to Thailand, I hang out with him.
Yeah, and he messaged me and he's like, "Oh, you interested in Takashi?" I said, "Send him over." So yeah, thank you, Travis. He was the link. And I'm also gonna shout out Travis again because I was telling you, the Instagram for One Night in Bangkok just completely blew up. Yeah. And it was because of Travis. He was here on this show, and if you go back, he said you should try posting once per day or 2 times a day, every day for a month. And I said, okay, I'm gonna do what you say, and I'm gonna let you know what happens. And the Instagram totally blew up. So thank you, Travis.
I even come across your pages many times, because my For You page is full of Thailand content.
Oh, yeah.
And I keep liking, Travis, Mike.
I'm sorry. Many people actually tell me this. They'll say you know what? You've come up. I was at the gym and I could see a girl on her phone scrolling and I could see I came up on her phone. So I'm like, oh no.
But what I like about this podcast is that it shows Bangkok, image of Bangkok. This neon, like
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
It actually looks like a filmed in Bangkok.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted for this. It's kind of like what
Mm.
you do. I really wanted to show people
Mm,
the kinds of people, the things that I see here in Bangkok,
mm,
because you see Thailand, you see Bangkok in these movies like The Hangover or many different movies, and it's usually shown the same way.
mm,
And
mm.
yeah, Bangkok can be crazy. Yeah, there's neon signs. Yeah, there's bar girls, but there's also so many other parts of
Right.
Thailand and Bangkok. There's business people here. There's young creative people here. There's all kinds of people here. So I really wanted to just have a place that I could show the world the people that I come across here.
Real Thailand,
Yeah.
real Bangkok. Yeah.
So, but when you came to Bangkok the first time, it wasn't to make YouTube or anything. It was just for fun, or why
Yeah,
did
just
you
for
come?
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
just for fun. Yeah. I don't usually film outside of Japan because my content needs to be about Japan.
Right,
And I
right.
don't mind making videos about Japan because it's my own country and it's fun. It's easy, But I bring my laptop. I've been here 3 weeks now, and Thailand is the only country outside of Japan that I feel not comfortable, but like I can have my own routine.
Really?
Yeah, it's not like traveling anymore. Even though I'm traveling here with tourist visa, but like
Okay.
like
Why?
today, like I woke up in the morning, hit the gym, coffee shop, editing videos, and catch up with friends. Now I'm here, so
You said
like
you also saw Paul Lee today, right?
oh yeah,
Who was
yeah.
also on here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he mentioned that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Every-
yeah.
Small world.
Yeah. How is Thailand different than Japan?
No, everything's different.
You
The
know,
only same thing about Thailand and Japan is Asia.
I see. I don't know if you know this, being Japanese, but in the West, in America, when I grew up, like in the '90s, if we saw Asian people, they're all basically the same for us. Like usually they're Chinese, usually,
Yeah.
but even if they're Japanese, okay, maybe we know they're Japanese, maybe not, but we don't really understand
Mm.
the difference between Japanese, Chinese,
Mm.
Korean,
Yeah,
Thai.
I get that. Yeah.
So it's interesting to hear like a Japanese person come to Thailand because I want to know from like your point of view
Yeah.
how it's different or what's very kind of shocking for you or what's the same.
So I think being Japanese in Thailand, especially Bangkok, it's a little bit different from other Asians because, like next, maybe I should mention, but like, there's a station called Phnom, and it's Japanese town. Like you see Japanese people everywhere. You see Japanese,
Yeah.
like language, and there's even like supermarket for Japanese people, right? So what I like about Thailand, it's not necessarily about Thailand, but it's more like I can live in Bangkok like I'm in Tokyo. You know what I mean? I use the same products that I use in Japan, and then you can have Japanese food, you can meet Japanese people. Today even like I went to like coffee shop in Phnom, and I tried to say like nampao, water in Thailand, in Thai it's nampao, right? But like she just said mizu, which is water in Japanese, and like I tried to speak in Thai and they try to be like in Japanese. It's like a Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii, and Hawaii was this kind of same thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like because so many Japanese people, and I think they can tell that I'm Japanese. The way I act and everything. So it's that's why I'm saying like it's comfortable. But you still feel like you're not in Japan because obviously it's Bangkok. So like it's like balanced. You know what I mean? Like it's not completely opposite. It's not completely different. It is different, but you still get like things from home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
Yeah.
we're in Ekamai right now. We
Yeah.
can say that. And so this area, Ekamai, Tongloa,
Mm.
Prampong, so many Japanese people.
So many.
So many Japanese restaurants. There's the Donkey Mall.
Mm.
What is that about?
Don Quixote.
What is that?
It's kind of supermarket, but for everything. Like,
but that's a Japanese
it's
brand.
yeah. They have the in Taiwan. They have the in Korea. They have the in Los Angeles as well, near Little Tokyo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I see they have the big whatever it is.
Yeah.
What
Have
is
you
it,
been
a
to
bird-
Japan?
I've been to Tokyo
Okay.
for exactly one night. I had a flight and I said I want to do like a stopover. So I got off the plane at 5 p.m. I got back on the plane at like 7 in the morning and just went as many places as we could.
Wow.
I went to the robot restaurant. You know that? I went there. I went to some temple. I remember being on that trip. I was coming from Thailand. I made my first trip to Thailand in 2017. on the way back to the United States. We stopped in Japan. And I remember being very shocked. The thing I noticed was Thailand seemed much easier, I think, for foreigners. It's like they're more used to foreigners, they're more English, more things for foreigners. Japan, to me, felt like this is our country, this is our culture.
Yeah.
You either fit in or you don't. So
That's true. I think there's a what people say about that is that like Japanese people treat you as a guest, good guest, but never as a neighbor.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You know, because
Okay.
if you're a traveler, you can enjoy. You can enjoy traveling in Japan. Good experience. Never complain. But once you want to live there, it's different, right? I'm not saying because I think that way. That's what people
Yeah.
say all the time, and I think it's kind of true. Yeah.
So do you find that foreigners that live in Japan, they get treated like lower than Japanese people? Japanese people consider them less, not equal.
Okay, so I'm gonna be real, right? I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is controversial, but there's always like white worship. You know?
White worship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you're saying the opposite. You're saying that Japanese people, they often really like.
No, what I'm saying is that the definition of foreigner, it varies a lot, right? It varies a lot. It can be, Thai people can be a foreigner. Not can be. Thai people is foreigner in Japan. American.
Do Japanese see all foreigners as the same, or
No,
will they?
it's different. It's different.
But I mean, like, do they see Asians like Thai or Koreans more similar to Japanese people and like Americans?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. But maybe it's too controversial. You can cut that part if you don't like. It's not my opinion.
No, this is what I want to hear because I really don't know.
Okay, again, it's not my opinion.
Yeah.
It's what people say, and I think it's kind of true at the same time. It's the like, let's say, just example, American people, some American people look down Asians or Japanese people because we are Asian. In Japan, I have experienced that, like, just random guy, probably random American guy talked to me on the street, oh, do you speak English? And if I say yes, and he said like, oh, but just a little, right? Just a little. Just kind of like, assuming that we don't speak English. Of course, not many people speak English anyway, but like, like arrogant can be, be arrogant. And maybe it's because Japanese are Asian, not white. But what I'm saying is that some Japanese people, I've heard a lot this, to be honest. Some Japanese people in Thailand look down Thai people because Japan is more developed, and so it's kind of interesting,
Do you think there's Japanese people think there's like a hierarchy of Asian countries?
Yeah.
Like, for example,
definitely.
maybe Japan and I don't know, Korea is at the top, and then there's some in the middle, and then some at the bottom.
Yeah, yeah. And from my Thai friends, he said that many Thai people, not many, let's say some Thai people look down people from Laos, people from Cambodia, or whatever, because like Thailand is more developed than those countries. I think. Again, it's not my opinion, but like I think it's kind of true. Like always some countries, people from some countries look down people from some countries. So it's never like, it's not like one way. It's like, it's complicated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I think it's true that like Japanese people automatically assume that Thailand is undeveloped because it's Southeast Asia, because of the image, everything. But come to Bangkok, see rooftop bar and everything. Like it's sometimes I feel like sometimes it's more than Tokyo, And this is what I want people to know about Thailand. Like every time I hang out with people from Japan in Thailand, they always say, "Oh, this is not what I expected." In a good way. Because it's
I said the same. I said the same thing when I came here.
Tall buildings and stuff. So yeah, but again, like Bangkok is it's fun, but like I've seen some Japanese people like being arrogant in Thailand. like look down type people because they are warm, because they are nice, and some Japanese people just assume that they're superior or whatever because Japan is more developed and they got more money, and I think it's just ridiculous, but I think it's true. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I often wonder what even Thai people think about Americans or Westerners or other Asians, or I feel like I think it's changing a lot. I think before 20 years ago, maybe everyone kind of thought the same way. But now if I ask people, maybe someone will say one thing, someone will say a different thing. So that's why I like to ask. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. And I don't think that this is your opinion necessarily, but it's interesting to hear what you think other people are thinking about. Actually, when you were describing that, I remembered my two favorite movies actually both take place in Japan. The first one is Lost in Translation. Do you know this movie?
Of course.
With Bill Murray and what's the girl's name?
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, yeah.
By Sofia Coppola.
Right. And that was actually one of my inspirations from moving to Thailand, because in the movie is strongly about like cultural differences. Bill Murray is a famous actor. He goes to Japan to film a TV commercial, and it's all these funny things that happen to him while he's trying to adapt to the Japanese culture because he doesn't really fit in. I felt that same way when I came to Thailand to an extent. So that's a really cool movie. And also the other one is Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino. I almost didn't watch it because I thought the cover looked stupid. And then I watched it and I thought, this is amazing. So, yeah.
So when it comes to Lost in Translation, I love the movie, but it's kind of dilemma.
What?
Dilemma.
Exaggerated?
No, it's kind of contradiction for me. I love the movie, but I cannot experience that movie.
Why?
You know what I mean? Because Lost in Translation, the whole point of the movie is about getting lost in translation, right? Like, because they don't speak Japanese, so they feel lonely. They start exploring the world. They feel connection with someone from the same country.
Right.
In Japan, right? But I'm Japanese. I speak Japanese. So, like, I never get lost in translation. And I never feel, how do you say, like, lonely? Because of that reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, even though I love the movie, it's kind of strange that I cannot experience what they're experiencing in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, you just pointed something out I never thought about. Because, yeah, you're right. They have these problems because they're in this other culture that's so different. But it's two foreigners from the same country. That mean it's not like they overcome that cultural difference. It's like, no, two Americans get together and they say, okay, we're good.
And
now.
Japan is very difficult, right? Like, not many people speak English. And but yeah, I love that movie. Actually, I one thing I noticed that about not many movies shows the beauty of Tokyo. I think, let's say Los Angeles, New York, there's so many movies that shows the beauty of these cities, right? But Tokyo, I don't think not many.
Not Godzilla.
No, Godzilla. Maybe Tokyo Drift, but it's been like 20 years ago, right?
Okay.
Like, so I wanna watch the movies.
I didn't. It's not Tokyo, but I recently saw the movie Memoirs of a Geisha. Do you know this movie?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I was curious on your opinion of it.
Old?
Maybe, I don't know, 15 years old, something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty behind right now. But I think it was on Netflix, and it takes place in, I don't know, 100 or 150 years ago, something like that. It's like historic Japan. And it shows the life of this girl, this geisha girl. Is the geisha still a thing in Japan, or is that just kind of in movies?
It's kind of movies.
Yeah.
It's like a cowboy in the States. Maybe it exists.
That's a great way to put it.
Maybe it exists, but only specific
in
district in the world, in Thailand.
Yeah. I said to a Thai friend something about a cowboy, and they didn't think it was real. And I'm like, well, I mean,
does it exist?
It exists,
in
yeah.
Texas,
But I think I get what you mean. It's kind of a historical thing. It kind of exists.
But ninja and samurai, they don't actually exist.
Yeah. What is the laws about weapons in Japan? Because you have pretty strict laws, right? It's impossible to own a gun. Is that right?
It's possible, but you actually need to do some, like, procedure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of procedures. And
But if you wanted to own, or someone like you,
Hmm.
let's not say you. Let's not get you in
Yeah.
trouble. But if someone like you, a young man, wanted to own a gun, that's not like a police officer or something, could you do it?
yes. You need to have license, and it takes, I think, ages and then lots of efforts
Oh, I didn't
to
know
get
that.
license. And I think you're only allowed to use weapons or less gun when you actually go hunting. But
Oh,
when you actually go hunting, they actually restrict you to hunt like certain animals. So I think it's very very strict.
but you can't have it on your person.
No, I never met someone who carries a gun
What
in my
about
life.
organized crime in Japan? Do they use guns? Because I thought I read something where even organized crime doesn't really want to use guns because the penalty is so high if you're caught with it.
I think they have, but I haven't seen in my real life. I haven't seen crime organization in my real life.
Mm.
Yeah, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
I've heard, and I'm asking you this because I never get to speak to Japanese people. So far, you and Raylo Black are my only two Japanese contacts. So that's my reference for Japan right there.
But that's what I
Takashi
do.
and
That's what I
Raylo
do.
Black.
Showing Japan the world,
Yeah. I've heard that like even if you're a chef, if you have like a knife set, you have to be careful even with that in Japan because you can get in trouble. Like you can't just have a knife set in your car. You have to be like on your way to work or something like that. Is that true or no?
I think maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about it, but makes sense.
I
Makes
asked
sense.
Raylo Black this question too. I heard that in Japan, it's rude to hand someone money directly. You put it in a little dish and then they take the dish and they take the money out. Is that true?
In a private places, in a public places,
Oh.
maybe. But I don't do that.
She
I'm a
said she
YouTuber.
never heard of that.
I never
So,
heard of it. I never
yeah.
heard of it.
Okay.
But like in public places, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I don't know. Because I don't live like normal life in Japan. I'm a YouTuber. I don't even have a suit. I don't even own suits. I never wear suits. So it's already different, right? Like, so I don't really know much about
Okay.
like business. I don't even have business card, and I don't. I think I should have business
Yeah.
card. But
See,
like,
Japan is a very interesting place because I feel like there's not that much real content about it
Mm.
that the Western world can consume, which is why I think your channel has done so well because it's very real. It's not like some other than like a National Geographic. I don't even know. Like we learn things from movies mostly. What is something that foreigners usually think about Japan that's not true or that's different than they expect?
that's not true. Oh. Oh. Maybe it's not misconception, but maybe it's not. But like one thing that people don't really expect that summer in Japan, like it's crazy hot,
Oh, the weather.
crazy hot. Like it's exactly the reason why I'm here. Now in Japan, like you can't even breathe. It's like you're in sauna 24/7. It's
Yeah.
so fucking humid, fucking hot. You can't do anything. Like 5 minutes later, you get sweat. I'm taking shower 3 times, 4 times a day. If I need to go out, like it's crazy.
Yeah, I never
That's
thought
that's
about.
what not many people know or notice. But it's just Asia in general, though. But I went to Korea last year in summer. It was much better. It was much like less humid, less hot. But Korea winter it's worse there. Like it's crazy. But in Japan winter, especially Tokyo, it's not too bad compared to summer.
I see a lot of like Haiso Thai girls go to Japan to Hokkaido
Hokkaido.
to go skiing
Yeah.
or to see the snow.
Yeah.
I'm from Boston, USA. So in the winter it's cold. I think actually it's similar to Japan.
Actually, you know what? It's a funny story. I've been to Boston
Really?
in January
This year?
this year.
Why?
I wanted to explore.
Okay, what did you
Yeah.
think? Tell me your honest opinion of
fucking
of-
cold.
You can see why I'm
Fucking
here now.
cold.
Thai people always ask why I came to live in Thailand. Like they don't understand the weather. Yeah.
Maybe Travis has the same opinion because he's from Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do in Boston?
Just exploring the city. I got some Japanese friends there, and Boston. I love the city, man. Like it's beautiful. I think it's really like historically beautiful, and I've studied about 20th century's American history, especially underground history. And maybe of course that Boston has underground history, right? So I wanted to go there because that's what I've studied about 4 years in university. And I went to Boston Celtics game. Oh, they won final this year.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I had what's that? The typical food in Boston.
I want to say hot dog, but
Not hot dog, not hot dog. The seafood one.
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder. I had a clam chowder. It was good. It was good. Yeah, I like Boston a lot. I think like many Japanese people will like it. It matches our personality, which is
I could see
introvertness.
that. I could see
You know
that.
what I mean?
Did you go to the baseball stadium?
No, I didn't go. I didn't go.
Okay.
Just Celtics. Yeah.
Baseball is popular in Japan.
Pretty much.
Okay, I used to live
Boston
next to that
Red
stadium.
Sox. Red Sox.
Yeah, I used to live right next to the stadium before I came here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never went to a game though, so don't ask me, guys. Everybody always asks me about Boston sports. If I cared about Boston sports, I probably wouldn't live on the other side of the planet.
Oh, that's what I
So-
like about the States. The sports. You can actually enjoy. Same as Japan, but like I think the US has more like energy towards sports. Either basketball, either football, either like baseball, whatever. Like, and I used to play basketball, and so I love watching NBA, right? And like that's something that I cannot get in Japan or in Thailand. So I miss like experiencing NBA.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed that there's so many karaoke places in Bangkok that cater to Japanese people,
I've been there.
maybe Korean people too. I'm not sure.
I've been there.
First of all, how do you say this word? I don't want to butcher this word. Karaoke.
In English, yes.
Well, in Japanese,
Karaoke.
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 Okay.
Karaoke.
So explain this to me, because I think maybe a lot of people watching don't understand what role karaoke plays in terms of maybe business relationships.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know what I'm getting at.
Okay. So karaoke is usually used for second place, third place after drinking, So you can like, have a party, chill, and then you can stay whole night until morning, Many places are open, until morning. And yeah, I think it's just fun, like if you're from Japan, there are many songs that you've listened when you're a child, like when you're a teenager, especially if you're the same generation. So even though you're not close yet, but you can share the same, feeling towards one song. You know what I mean? Like, singing.
It's weird for me to think about, because I would never want to get in a room with somebody and just start singing. Yeah. But tell me if I'm wrong about this, because this is what I think, but tell me when I'm wrong. Is it common for Japanese men, maybe they went to Bangkok for a business meeting, they go to dinner, after they go to a karaoke bar, and at these karaoke bars, they have girls, and they each pick a girl, and they go into the room, maybe each guy and like maybe there's 3 guys, they pick 3 girls. The 6 of them go in the room, they drink, they sing. That's like entertainment for them.
Mm.
Is that true?
I think so. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
I see a lot of things like that in
it happens a lot in Japan as well. Yeah.
And from the as someone from the West, it's kind of weird to think like that's
To paying
your idea of a good time is to pay with
women.
like one that you're going with maybe your boss or like your coworker or colleague, but then 2 that you're going to sing at a bar, and 3 that you then pay to take the girls with you to be your company. That's very strange to me, but I understand like culturally that's kind of a normal thing. I think.
I think not many young people do that though. To be honest, I think
Really?
most of the time it's like middle-aged people
Mm.
who cannot talk to girls, so, like like in private life, like because what's the point to paying someone just to sit next to me, like if you can actually go on a date with someone else in real life, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't get that either, but I get it because of the reason that they have, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't want to be in a situation that I need to do.
The more you live here, the more you see there's certain businesses and things set up in Thailand, in Bangkok specifically, for foreigners, but from close countries like Hong Kong, Japan,
Singapore.
Korea, Singapore. Yeah, definitely Singapore. That they come here for a weekend or for a business trip, and there's this whole industry around serving those people. And because I would think like, who goes to some of these things? And then I realized one day, oh, I get it. There's a whole market around these business guys that come over from Singapore, from Tokyo, or whatever. So when the more you're here, the more you start to see this stuff out. But I wanted to ask you about that. I've never been to karaoke, I don't think. But a lot of Thai girls, I mean, I've met some Thai girls that work in these bars. A lot of Thai girls learn Japanese just to be able to like talk to these kinds of customers. So there's a lot of like, not overlap, but there's a lot of catering to the Japanese here in Bangkok. So I can see how you feel at home.
Yeah, it's really comfortable here, and I think if I'm not wrong, Thailand is the highest country. And Thailand has the highest number of Japanese company in the one foreign country outside of Japan. So you can see how big Japanese companies influence in Thailand, especially Bangkok. If you go to like big mall, like you see so many Japanese restaurants that you see in Japan as well. Like a franchise, and yeah, you see Japanese people on the street. Not anymore, to be honest. I didn't see many Japanese people this time. I've only seen people who actually live here, and I haven't seen like tourists. I went to Phuket. I went to Krabi this time. I didn't see any Japanese people there, and the reason Japanese yen is so weak now. Not many people can afford traveling. Even Thailand, Thailand is good option for Japanese people, like money wise. It's good option, but still like many people cannot afford. And Thailand is not cheap at all anymore.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even just few years ago, it was much cheaper.
I've seen a
Now
big change since I've been here.
Now 2024, dry.
Yeah.
It's kind of same as Japan. Maybe sometimes it's more. And so yeah, that's why I try to have my own routine, not going out every single night.
On this trip, are you just in Bangkok or are you going anywhere else?
Phuket, Krabi.
Okay.
I went there. Yeah.
You already went?
Yeah.
How was the weather there? Because we're in rainy season now.
Phuket, Krabi was much hotter than Bangkok.
Was it raining a lot?
No, we are just lucky.
It was good.
So I was thinking like the best way to travel Thailand is that like rainy season, and then just wish it's not gonna be raining.
Yeah.
And then if it's not, like it's perfect 'cause it's
Yeah.
cheaper, it's less crowded.
I actually think that's a good tip, especially if you can give yourself
Yeah.
a few extra days in each spot. Because then if it rains a day, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I think it's difficult if you have a very short time and every day you need to
that's
do
true.
something and it rains, well, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as enjoying Thailand, it's so much better now than December or January.
Last year in July, I was in Bangkok as well. Last year, I didn't know. I don't remember how chilly it was here.
You mean
now.
the weather?
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I thought it's much hotter.
I can't remember. I can't
I was
remember.
surprised.
I feel like it's raining more this year, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't mind the rain so much in Thailand because it's warm and it usually doesn't last that long. In Boston, it's very cold water and it lasts for a long time. So it's okay. Have you gone out much in Bangkok since you've been here?
Having gone?
Have you gone out, to any restaurants or bars or nightclubs?
Yes. So not this time, but last time I went. Oh, this time. Yeah, this time I went to Rooftop Bar, and that's one of the things I like about Bangkok.
Which one did you go to?
Tichuca.
Tichuca.
Yeah, near
Yeah.
Phnom. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. And I wanted to ask the question. There's a tallest one called Shiroko.
Spell it.
SICCO whatever. Shiroko.
Sirocco.
You know,
So I think
tallest one.
you're talking I think you're talking about the Sky Bar at Labua at State Tower, the Labua Hotel, the one that's in the Hangover movie. It's near the river.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I think, don't kill me if I'm wrong. I think Sirocco is the name of the restaurant they have up there.
Yeah.
Although they have different restaurants on the roof.
I
I think
see,
they
I
have
see.
2 or 3 different areas.
I wanted to go there.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
I wanted to go there. I really wanted to go there because I've heard that it's the tallest, highest restaurant, whatever.
No, it's not the tallest restaurant. It might be the tallest outdoor restaurant.
Mm.
The tallest restaurant in Bangkok, I believe, is is the one at King Power Mahanakan. It's a Mexican restaurant. King Power Mahanakan, I don't know if you know this building. It's the one that looks very strange. It's like twisted. Uh, it's a tall tower and it's kind of got this like twisted design. It's in Siloam, I think. And I think the restaurant is called Ojo or Ojo. It's a
Ojo.
Mexican restaurant, like fine dining. I believe that is the tallest restaurant in Bangkok, but it's not outside, it's inside. The one you're talking about is outside on the roof. Very nice.
So like I wanted to go there, but I wanted to see about etiquette mana.
What is it?
Etiquette mana, like like you cannot wear tank top and blah blah blah.
Oh, they have a dress code.
A dress code, yeah, dress code. And I don't know, I didn't know if I could go with my short pants, and I don't want to wear like long pants.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's like fine dining.
Yeah.
Place,
So I'm like, okay, that's not my style. I don't want to like wear long pants. So I always go to Chichuka because they let me.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if you're looking for a roof bar in Bangkok, there's a lot of options.
Yeah,
so.
and then that's what I like about Bangkok, because you don't really have that in Tokyo, and the reason I think is that Japan has earthquake, right? Like
right.
there are many earthquakes every single day, even if it's small one, and that's why they cannot build pencil tower like New York, like Bangkok, because it's not stable, when it happens, that's why they cannot. It needs to be like thick, and not too tall building, So that's why they cannot. Maybe that's the reason they don't really have rooftop bar in Tokyo, but they have in Bangkok a lot.
Yeah.
And that's one of the huge differences between Tokyo and Bangkok nightlife. Rooftop bar, it's fucking cool, man.
And if you guys are coming to Bangkok, we did a video. One of our first videos was a guide to all the different rooftop bars. We talked about so many because some are very popular with tourists. Some are more popular with locals. Some are expensive. Some are not expensive. Some are worth it. Some are not so worth it. So if you are coming to Bangkok, not you, Takashi, because you're already here, but if you are coming to Bangkok and you want to find out which rooftop bar to go to, check out that video. Maybe I'll put it in the description, or maybe I'll put a link here. But just go back. It's probably one of the first 5 episodes on this channel.
Which one's your favorite?
It depends on the mood. Some are better for dinner. Some are better just for a drink. I actually just went to Chichuka for the first time.
Oh, really?
Last month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I thought it would be so busy. I didn't want to go to so many tourists.
It's very typical, right?
I mean, I like the bar. I like the rooftop. But even when I went, we're in low season and it was so busy. It was so busy. So for me, I almost don't want to say it because I say this place a lot. There's a restaurant on Soy 11 called Pastel. It's like a French Mediterranean restaurant. It's on the roof of a building, and I think it's good for dinner, but also they have a party, and it's really easy because Chichuka is kind of a pain to go up. Yeah. You have to wait in line. You have to pay before you go in. You go up the elevator, and then we had to wait in line again to go up another elevator. So it's a whole process. I didn't like that. But a place like Pastel, you can just go up the elevator. You're there, have a drink, have dinner. They have the DJ, so I like that. If I had to name another one, I think Octave at the Marriott, which is across the street from Chichuka. I think Octave is a good one, particularly for sunset. It's completely open all the way around, like 360 degrees.
Whoa.
So you can see all of Bangkok. And it's a lot easier just to go in the hotel and go to the top. You don't have to pay before you go up. You don't have to wait in line. You just go straight up. So... And I think if you want a really fancy night out, Labua, the Sky Bar at Labua, the one that you said, that the Sirocco restaurant one. Yeah. I like that one if you want to do a special night out for dinner or something, because they have a live jazz band on the roof there, and that's what makes that one really cool. It's a huge rooftop area. They have a live jazz band. It's a really cool atmosphere. The downside is drinks are going to be like minimum $25. Like minimum. Like I heard a glass of champagne there is like $75. Like I don't know. But even if you just go up, if you have dinner somewhere else and you just go there for one drink, I think it's worth it. So I know it's not for everybody. Everybody has different tastes, but yeah. So you came to Bangkok 3 weeks so far this trip, and you went to Phuket?
Krabi.
Krabi.
Both.
You went to Krabi and Phuket.
I want to talk about these two.
Yeah, you
cities.
seem
Okay,
very. So what happened in Phuket and Krabi?
what happened in Phuket? It's like what happened in Phuket, stayed in Phuket, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a Vegas. It was crazy. Like we went to Bangla Street.
I knew you. I was just gonna say.
Yeah, yeah, I
Before you
mean,
started the story, I
yeah.
already knew where it
Yeah.
where it
So
took place.
Bangla Street, it was like similar to Walking Street in Pattaya. It was
Yeah.
almost same, but it was bigger. And we went to the nightclub called Illusion.
Illusion is a giant nightclub. It's they do these rankings for nightclubs and DJs. DJ Mag.
Yeah, I actually want to shout out to Illusion because it. To be honest, for me, it's the best nightclub I've ever
it's
been
ranked. I forgot where it's ranked, but it's ranked somewhere in the top 100 in the world.
Oh,
so
makes sense.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like it's huge. It's not just huge. Like it's comfortable. There's so many places you can have a seat. Like upstairs, and it's of course it was really crowded. Entrance free. That's surprising.
the
Shouldn't
entrance was
be-
free.
Yeah, maybe it was like only when I was there.
Wow.
I'm not sure, but like we actually entered, and I actually said to my friends like it's the best club I've ever maybe been in Thailand. And I know, do you think there's better nightclub in Bangkok than Illusion? Because for
So-
me, I can't think of any.
Okay, so I've been to Illusion, but it was kind of at the tail end of COVID. So things were open, but there weren't that many people.
Mm.
But so it wasn't really what you expect. I'm sure when you went, it was full. Was it full? Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. See, when I went, it was like not that many people. But I can see just from the production, just from the setup, it's amazing. In Bangkok, I'm not sure if you've been to Space Plus.
I've been to with Travis.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It was huge. Yeah, it was huge.
I would
yeah.
maybe say they're in the same category. Like they're these giant nightclubs, huge production.
Yeah.
At Space Plus, though, it's mainly Chinese people.
Yeah.
At Illusion,
Yeah.
at Illusion,
Mainly
what kind of
Western.
crowd? Mainly Western.
You don't see Asians there. Yeah, we are the
Okay.
only few Asians. One of the only few Asians.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not just big. I think Illusion is like stylish. The way they built. The screen. The upstairs and everything. I think it's just cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like
Yeah.
to go back there and check it
Yeah,
out.
definitely. Phuket, it was crazy place.
Krabi,
I experienced
though,
that a lot.
Krabi doesn't really have that much nightlife, right?
It's not nightlife, but it's what I like about Krabi is that it's very hidden. The funniest thing, we went to Krabi from Phuket by car, like 3 hours, 4 hours, and we thought it was from hotel to hotel, but we found out our hotel in Krabi, specifically Riley Beach.
Oh,
We needed to get on the boat to actually arrive at the hotel, and yeah, crazy
yeah. So
experience.
you stayed in Krabi at Riley Beach,
Yeah.
and the only way you can access that area is by the water because it's divided by like a mountain or a rock or something.
And it was not like party. It was like very quiet.
Yeah.
After 12, all shut down. No
Right.
light.
It's almost like being on a completely separate island.
Yeah, it's like separate island. It's one of the beautiful beaches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And
A lot of when you see photos of Thailand beaches, a lot of times it's from Krabi.
And I think it's very safe as well. It's not crazy like Phuket. Like, it's crazy as well, but it's different meaning. And you see so many family, like tourists, and it was peaceful. And yeah, Krabi. Yeah, it was fun. It was
So
fun.
I went to Riley Beach in the middle of COVID, and there's a picture of me. I don't know if I can find it, but on the beach, there's nobody, not one
Oh.
person, just me. So
Oh.
it's kind of good and bad though, because you always think you're annoyed if there's too many people, but when there's nobody, it's so lonely. It's kind of boring. So I think what you did, you went during low season. I think that's a good.
Yeah, there
tip.
were not many people. Yeah,
There's
there were
some
not many
people, but not that many.
Yeah, not that many. It was like a different world. Yeah. It was
Okay.
like a different world. Krabi was like, I think it's very like, it has something, it has something, power. Yeah.
So, did you go out in Bangkok?
Yeah.
Where did you go?
We went to Khao San Road, as usual. We
Do
went.
you like Khao San Road?
I don't go unless I take someone in Thailand for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I
Yeah,
see
so
what you
just
mean.
to show them around,
Yeah. That's a like a very
yeah,
typical
yeah.
Thailand
And
experience.
then like I'm staying Asok, like Nana Siam area all the time, and
Oh,
it's really far from Kaosan
right.
Road, and then yeah, so yeah, not really, not my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where else did you go?
This time I've been to Icon Siam for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool mall. Always my favorite was Siam Paragon, but it's like a top two now for me. Icon
Yeah, Icon
Siam.
Siam is hard to explain. I
Yeah,
mean, it's a shopping mall,
yeah,
but it's
very stylish,
incredible.
cool. Yeah,
I've never seen any shopping mall like this, but it's a little bit far. It's on
yeah,
the other side of the
yeah.
river. But did you take the boat across the river? How
No,
did you
no.
get there? You took the BTS or a taxi?
Yeah, I took taxi, but I got on the boat with Travis before. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you can take the BTS to the river. I forgot the stop. I'll put it in the
Mm.
somewhere. I'll put it here. What stop it is, and then you get off the BTS, and you can take a free boat across the river, and it docks right in
Mm.
front of Icon Siam. And that area along the river, they'll do like shows or they'll have different events and special things. So it's a really cool area. One thing I noticed living in Bangkok is I never run into Japanese girls here. Never. I've
Oh,
never
that's
met
true.
a Japanese girl in Bangkok. The only Japanese girl I've ever run into in Bangkok is Ray Lil Black.
Oh, that you talked.
Yeah,
Like,
though that I've even seen, or maybe I'll see
that's
like
true. I haven't
someone
seen.
at the
Yeah.
mall with like her kid or something. But I'm saying if I go to a bar or something, if I go to a nightclub like Route 66 or somewhere, I never see Japanese women. Do you know why that might be
That's
or
true. Yeah, I think I don't know anyone. Like I don't know any Japanese women living here. Yeah, most of my Japanese friends here are men. Not most. Like oh yeah. I don't know why. That's interesting. Um, one reason that I just thought right now is that most of the time when Japanese person move to Thailand, it's usually sent by the company, right? And usually it's salaryman, and usually men tend to go abroad for work from Japan, even if it's the same country company. You know what I mean? Like just example, like my friend, she's living in India now. The only reason she's living in India, she's Japanese, is that her husband needed to go to India for work for his company, for his Japanese company. This company sent him to India, and then she needs to go with him, and that's the case most of the time. So I think like many Japanese companies send men, salary men, to another country, so not women. I
so
think.
that makes sense because I'm using my American brain here. So Americans, Europeans, they'll just decide, hey, I'm going to move to another country, or they'll say, oh, I'm going to travel in Asia for a year. But you're saying in Japan, it's not really like this.
No.
The most of the time, the reason Japanese people are here is because of
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
And
because I've seen so many Japanese people on the streets, like in this area, like Tonro, Prompon, they're wearing suits. It's not like entrepreneur, putting MacBook, but whatever
yeah,
in the
I'll be
Starbucks. But
honest.
it's not like that. It's not like that. Yeah.
So the building we're in has a lot of Japanese people here. A
Oh,
lot.
oh,
Yeah. And sometimes I'll come home from the party at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, sometimes very early in the morning.
yeah.
And when I'm coming into the building, the Japanese men are coming out of the elevator to go to work. And we always have this awkward look at each other like, yeah.
Okay, so even though they're Japanese in Thailand, they're still living like Japanese style.
Yeah, they have a very specific, it's very strange to me actually. Like they come out of the elevator at 6 in the morning, like so intense. Like they've got their briefcase, they're like their suit, and they're focused. I feel like culturally it's so different because for me anyway, when I went to a day job, I'd be like half asleep in the morning, like, I don't know. It's weird to me. It's interesting.
It's weird for me too, because I'm a YouTuber, so I never experienced working for the company in my life yet. So yeah, it's weird, but I got used to seeing
Yeah.
people like that. So
For because I told you I haven't really been to Japan, just one night. I've never even dated a Japanese girl. I've dated Thai, Chinese,
oh
uh,
okay.
and I can definitely see the huge difference between Chinese and Thai. But I don't know much about Japanese women. And I know you did some videos, or you have some videos that talk about this topic. for people that haven't been to Japan, what is the difference between dating Japanese women and Thai women?
Um, I think it's easier to tell what Thai women want compared to what Japanese women want because it's not just women, but in general, because of the culture, we don't say like directly, we don't say things directly. We keep in, in our mind, right? So let's say when I'm gonna date with Japanese women, it's sometimes it's like a game, like you don't know what they're thinking about, and at the same time I don't show what I'm thinking about, you know. I don't I don't want it to be like a game, but it ended up like a game. You know what I mean? Like dating game. But when I'm with Thai women, no, it's like I've experienced a lot, but like like I haven't, like not just me, from my friends as well. So like not just Thai women, but also in general, Thai people say like things directly, which is not the case in Japan, So it's easier for me mentally. It's easier, yeah, to go on a date with someone like that. It's not just Thai women, Japanese women, but it's more like, like I think dating shouldn't be a game, like it should be like more like, like honest communication, and I want that from um from yeah from the women. So
Okay, that makes sense. That makes
you know what I
sense.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that most Japanese women actually, let me put it this way. Many people will say, well, Thai women, they only date foreigners if they have some like problem in their life, like they have a kid already or they're too old or something, they need money, something like that. I don't think that's true. I think some Thai women like foreigners, some Thai women don't like foreigners. They prefer Thai, or some Thai women prefer like just Asian, like Korean or Japanese or Chinese. In your opinion, do you think that Japanese women, most of them, will be open to dating foreigners, or do they prefer to stay with Japanese?
So I think it depends on the person. Like, Japanese women, some Japanese women, maybe they want to date foreign men. But at the same time, I've met so many Japanese women who only wants to date with Japanese men, not because of the language barrier and everything, not just appearance, but like including everything. And vice versa. I got Japanese friends living outside of Japan. Let's say I got Japanese friends who live in like Western countries, but some of them still want to date Japanese women. You know, like so. It depends on the person, but at the end, it actually depends how much you speak Japanese, right? Like like you cannot expect Japanese women. You cannot expect that Japanese women that you want to date to speak English, because most likely it's gonna be in Japan, right? If you want to date Japanese person, right? And you gotta be able to speak Japanese, otherwise, like too much of communication barrier. So let's say you can speak Japanese, then I think it gets easier, much easier to find someone from Japan that wants to date you as well. But if I was a foreigner who wants to date a Japanese woman, I will live in central Tokyo, learn Japanese. At the same time, looking for someone who can speak English. I
Okay.
think that would be the easiest way. Yeah. Realistically, I think it's the easiest way.
Okay, cool.
Just that yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
I'm just curious because this
Yeah.
topic comes up a lot
Yeah.
about,
Because it makes sense, right? Like
yeah.
let's say you're you're American who wants to date Japanese women, if I was you, I would live in central Tokyo, like Shibuya, Harajuku, central Tokyo, and learn Japanese, try to speak Japanese, but at the same time, in that area, central Tokyo, there are so many Japanese women who can speak English. So you look for that person. But at the same time, you gotta, you cannot ignore learning Japanese as well. So you do both, and it gets easier. I think
Yeah,
that's my
I
opinion.
think it's similar to Thai. I think
Mm,
if there's a difference, many Thai people already have some English language. And just because Thai people speak English, it doesn't mean that they work in a certain kind of place. A lot of people will comment and they'll say, well, if they learn English, it's actually a bad thing because that means they work in a bar or they something like this. That's not true. I mean, it could be true for someone, but just because they know English, it doesn't mean necessarily something bad. Cool. How much longer are you here?
Tomorrow leaving.
You're leaving tomorrow? Oh wow! So you have one more night in Bangkok.
Yes.
What is your plan tonight?
I don't know. I'm by myself now. I'm just on chill, hit the gym. No.
No. You're gonna go somewhere.
Maybe catch up with friends again.
Okay,
like living here.
okay.
Yeah. Not sure. Let's see. It's still night is young.
Okay. Takashi, thank you for coming.
you.
If someone wants to follow you, where can they find you?
YouTube long video. Takashi from Japan. YouTube.
Takashi from
Don't
Japan.
watch my Instagram, TikTok. They don't pay me.
Yeah, that is the problem.
The only reason I can afford traveling here, my YouTube. So please watch my YouTube videos.
I will link his YouTube down below.
Open cup.
Thank you for coming. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more of who I come across here in Bangkok, hit the subscribe button and we will see you in the next one.